Welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to show you how to build a simple stand for coffee cups and saucers. The stand has a beautiful design but is still easy to build. I start by making the arch that the coffee cups will hang from. To make the arch, I use the hand router and a homemade jig that I usually use to mill circles. I set the jig to 13.5 centimeters, which is the distance from the middle of the center pin to the nearest edge of the router bit. With this setting, the circle will be 27 centimeters in diameter. To get a little more stability, I decided to make two arches and glue them together. I make marks 7.5 centimeters from the edge of the long side on the shelf. If I drill holes for the jig 7.5 centimeters from the edge, the arch will be 21 centimeters high. Now all I have to do is place the jig in the holes I've drilled and rotate the router. The shelf is 1.8 centimeters thick, so I don't go all the way through at once. I'm milling about 0.5 centimeters each time. This gives a smoother cut and avoids burn marks. Now it's almost time to mill the inner circle of the arch. So I adjust the jig to 10.5 centimeters from the middle of the center pin to the far edge of the router bit. Before I start milling, I attach the part that will become the arch with double-sided tape and the inner part with 2 screws. Time to sand the arch. I use the disc sander for the outside and the pillar drill for the inside of the arch. Now it is finally time to start with the bottom plate. I'm cutting a piece of the shelf that measures 25 by 16 centimeters. I make marks 8 centimeters from the short sides and 8 centimeters from the long sides. Then I draw a semicircle at each end of the bottom plate. I could have used the router to make the semicircles, but it works fine this way too. Now I don't have to drill holes on the underside of the bottom plate. Because I think it looks nicer with round edges, I round off the edges on the top of the base plate. On the arch, I round off all edges. Finally, time to glue the arch to the bottom plate. To make sure the arch is securely attached, I also attach it with 2 screws from below. To give the wood a nicer color, I first stained the rack and then applied a layer of epoxy. Now it's time to drill the holes that the hooks will be attached to. To make sure that the holes end up in exactly the same position on both sides, I drill straight through the arch and use the pillar drill. This is what the rack looks like with the cups and saucers. Even though the design is quite odd, it turned out nice anyway.